But the coin that I added to the portfolio today is called vEmpire.
And they are the largest decentralized metaverse investment organization in the world.
Hello, everybody, and what a lovely day it is. Let you kick off, and I'll do some button tapping in the background. You know what comes after Roby and Qcoin? When Binance. Hello, everybody. Do I have a tan? Have I got tan from my holiday at all? God, I look so pasty. I should have gone into the sun more. Too much time spent on my laptop, I reckon. So yeah, actually, also, if Colton's watching, back on the coke. I'm still in holiday mode, I guess. But yeah, there we are. We've got a guest today, which is an interesting one. They are due to launch a variety of things, including NFT marketplace, potential launchpad. Last time I spoke to them. So yeah, they also have a very clever way of telling which influencers might have suspicious followers, not dangerous ones, just a bunch of bots. So yeah, very interested for them to tell you all about it. So it's Alpha Guilty. I think it's a Mikhail I've met before. Hopefully I've got the guest coming on right today. There we go. Sort of. There we go. It is who I thought it was, but I don't know if it's still pronounced the exact same way. Is it? Or is
it's a Ukrainian version, Mikhail. Mikhail, it's a Russian one, but I'm Ukrainian, so Mikhail.
Fair enough. How have you been?
Yeah, not bad. I recently got cold, but so apologies for my voice sometimes, but all good. Otherwise, how are you?
Just back from holiday, settling back in. I was in Mallorca
cool.
for a week.
Cool.
Yeah, never really stops. Enjoying the last of summer, but came back and it's...
I know it's a cool conference at the moment at New York, right? It's Mainnet or something like that. A lot of guys from my network went there for the conference.
Fair enough. I know that there's a few on. We're going to Lisbon Breakpoint. And,
on the 1st of October?
Yeah. And I think that Solana Hacker House there's one just before that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm staying here as well because I don't know, I got cold a bit and I didn't plan it. So for me, it's on place in Warsaw. So I hope that we'll catch up afterwards and maybe share some insights if you'll find some.
Fingers crossed. There's always alpha to share, eh? And a pun to get it. Alpha Guilty, eh? There we go. Why don't you introduce yourself and the project and the team, just to sort of kick things off.
Absolutely. So Alpha Guilty is a Pay4E multi-chain launcher. Pay4E stands for Pay for Allocation. It's actually our unique. We are unique in this way and different from other launchpads. So we've created this business model where people can participate with no lotteries, no whitelists, no any of this redundant stuff. Just simply by staking our tokens, get on the leaderboard with the enough of the tokens, and simply participate in private rounds. So it's on the macro level, and my name is Mikhailo. I'm CEO of the company. I have a financial background, used to work in the traditional finance mainly, switched to crypto full-time recently. So yeah, great to be here. Thank you.
Which area of traditional finance did you work?
Yeah, I was in asset management and the Swiss fund. So it was basically like portfolio management. And then I turned to VC, a regular one. We were focused on healthcare. Then I found crypto is more exciting.
Sounds like you're copying me.
Really?
Technically, I was stockbroker. Then I was wealth manager, which is like pretty much asset manager. And then I was at a VC. Funnily enough, we actually had a healthcare VCT, which is a venture capital trust. I can't remember his name. The guy who's like the head of like the Europeans healthcare investment arm was one of our managers. But there we go. We talked for too long about that. How's development going? You didn't have a token out last time we spoke. Do you yet? Is it launching soon?
Nope, we are still off with our token, so we will be launching this probably in half year ahead, because due to the market conditions and we've switched business model recently. We've came up with new feature that is not based on our token, but based on their market need, and it's called Alpha Loyalty. So it's basically like ambassador programs for projects. So any projects can visit our website, set up an account, and run their campaigns. It's like Gleam, but we are different from Gleam in the measuring impact. So we can actually measure who is the real people who did the action, or was a bot or fake activity. So we just did this. What's the right English word for that? Like this, we do not take into account the fake activity and grant only real people activity. So this is the features that's coming up, and yeah, we were mainly focused on this one and not launching our token because it's not gonna be good for our investors in these market conditions.
Fair enough. Almost all my advisory companies are doing the same. Some of them were supposed to launch in January, and everyone's just pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. But it's fair enough if you got the runway to do it, then inevitably, people aren't necessarily looking at alts, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that we get some sort of, well, it sounds counterproductive, but I'm hoping that we get some sort of black swan event to nuke the market, because the sooner that the market nukes and the Fed changes course from hiking to pivoting and going the other way, then we can sooner get out the other side of it. But the longer we stay in this sort of down market, but also, we haven't retested the lows in terms of stock market or crypto again, got close. But yeah, sooner it all goes badly, the sooner it can all go right, in my opinion. But you've mentioned sort of fake users and bots on a couple of occasions. Is that the mantra, like the mission and what you're trying to achieve in crypto, or is there more to it than that?
Sorry, I didn't get your question fully. So what, could you rephrase it, please?
Yeah, it's what's your sort of main mission and values?
Okay, mission values, I got it. Yeah, so of course, we want our portfolio companies to prosper, and we want to get to put entrepreneurial team with great mind and ideas into their so they can secure their place in the market. So we will create whatever tools we can for them in order to be on the market and grow in the market. So that's our actually mission, I would say. So we'll help entrepreneurs to succeed. And yeah, so that's, and our values, of course, is integrity, transparency, like whatever we want to be like transparent in our mission, so everybody can, in our actions, so everybody can talk to me, check the background of ourselves, see what we are doing. Everything is on our website, on our pitch decks. So we genuinely want to bring into crypto market some value.
Fair enough. Hey, you can be as transparent as you want. If your token price goes down by 1%, you'll still
exactly. So that's why we are not launching it. So you're right.
Yeah, but yeah, people aren't the most understanding in crypto, but at least you can tell that they're human. Tell you what, it's usually the bots and the airdrop hunters who are the most vicious. If you're 1 day late in paying a $2 airdrop, you get lit up all over social media. Tell you what, the large token holders, you don't see them anywhere in your socials, but don't you know if the smaller ones have a problem? But yeah, you'll get me distracted on talking about what I don't like about the crypto market when we should be focusing on what I do. I guess for Launchpad, it is very important to, have your own token launch and start facilitating others at a time that launches are going well. We launched on Unicrypt ourselves, so I also introduce a lot of my protocols to Unicrypt, DAO Maker, TrustSwap. So with all of the launchpads that you've seen and that you've studied in the market, what are you guys doing differently, or what mistakes have you learned from that you're trying to provide a solution to?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, yeah, there are clearly huge competitors to our product and the market at the moment. DAO Maker, CoinList, Unicrypt as well, but they all have this model where like regular people get stuck into this process of applying for the whitelist. They getting these lottery tickets, all that stuff, and still cannot get the whitelist spot and cannot invest in the projects they like. So that's why we created our own business model with the leaderboard system, where we got rid of all those lotteries and all those unnecessary rules to get into the investment, into the private round or IDO round. So we are different, but basically in the way that any user can open our website, see the leaderboard, see the exact number of tokens he or she needs to stake for a particular project to get the whitelist spot and invest on the once this window will close, window for applying. And yeah, so we think that it's fair system to everybody, because we do not fix the price of the tiers as our competitors do. So they say like that the first tier costs 10,000 tokens, and the one should buy it and still get the lottery ticket with the increased chances, probably if it's the highest tier, to get into so that he'll get the higher chances of the investment. But in our case, we do not fix it, so it can be 1 token, can be 2 tokens, can be 5, can be 10,500, whatever number it is on the leaderboard. To get, we just say the first 1,000 wallets will get their guaranteed allocation. So we basically guaranteed our investors a spot into the private round. So that's how we are different, basically.
One problem that always comes up, and it's the bane of every launchpad. Well, I say every. From my understanding, the one that I'm most familiar with is Unicrypt, and they had to implement, like, they basically got this thing. It's like round 0. Well, they had a round 1 and a round 2. Round 1 was like token holders, but what it meant was that every like pre-sale sold out in round 1, because a bunch of bots would buy like however many allocations. Because obviously there's the bots. What's interesting about crypto and with Gleam is that sometimes bots are real people. It's just that they're paid for. They live in a country where $5 is like a monthly salary, so they're not actually a robot, but they are still called bots. But then you have the other type that actually are people who develop the smart contracts, who will bot a launch by taking 10 allocations or 20 allocations of a pre-sale. So you mentioned about how you defend against the humans, like on a Gleam form. Have you got anything in place yet, or have you thought of anything to counteract the people trying to use smart contracts?
Yeah. So basically, it will become expensive to run this, I would say, attack by one person to buy like 10 spots, because each spot has to have sufficient amount of our token in order to right to invest. Of course, it's possible. Like, we do not prevent that 100%. If someone has a huge stake in our company, then he can like actually manipulate this way. Yeah. So this problem we still haven't solved yet. Yeah, there is still a possibility for buying by one person multiple spots, but yeah, it's going to be expensive for him.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's one of those things. It's I don't think anyone's managed to get it right. It's like why I remember when we first launched, and I was talking to people about our DAO, which is democratic, which is why it's got the 2 Ds. a lot of people were saying, when I said there was going to be a certain minimum, people say, well, it's not properly democratic then, because people have to, have a certain amount of wealth to do it. But a lot of people just don't think about vEmpire, which is a word that people might not be familiar with, but essentially if you don't have a minimum, then there's nothing to stop people. Just like, it's like on Twitter where somebody runs a poll and then basically you see it go from like 10 votes to like 5,010 in about 1 minute, because people just bot the poll. And that's because nobody has to do anything other than have an account in order to vote. And so you get that all the time. We had that, we had to move it to Discord. Even then with Discord, people pay $50, $50 in half an hour, like this page, join this Discord and vote for X. And like, it's nightmare. And it just spams the feed. And tons of like scam bots came in at the same time. But yeah, it's a big problem. And people don't realize that that's why having some barrier of wealth or skin in the game essentially is needed, because if you make it, the only way that you can prevent it is to make it much more expensive for them to try and do it, which is why with ours, we have like, let's say you had a 10,000 vEMP minimum, it's even $300, but if you want 10 votes, that's 3,000. If you want 100, that's 30,000. It soon adds up. But yeah, vEmpire versus equality is very, very hard, and a lot of people don't really sort of understand that. So your launchpad and the tokens that you look for, are you going to be like a generalist? You'll look at any sector, or is it like, any specified? How are you going to choose projects?
Yeah, so for the how do we choose projects, it's a separate discussion actually, because it's simple rules. Like, we look at the community, we look at the tokenomics, the team behind, their passion in their eyes and all that stuff. And in terms of what we are launching, you're right, so any sector, any token, and we also launch NFTs. We also created we're testing this hypothesis at the moment. We've created a new kind of asset. It's basically new kind of thing in the launchpad market. We soon want to launch a wrapped NFTs. So it's going to be an NFT alongside with some other projects as in one asset. So we'll just package a couple of projects into one blockchain asset and sell this blockchain asset. So it's basically will be token backed by multiple projects. So it's kind of a diversified package, So we'll be launching that as well. So in terms of technical infrastructure, we are ready to launch like any kind of the asset. So if anybody who's watching this stream has a cool idea in the crypto space, yeah, feel free just to contact. We can work out any kind of launch actually.
I want to hear that part again about the packaging and the hypothesis, because I didn't understand it, and I'm sure other people are probably the same. Can you repeat that bit and try and explain it? I want to.
So it's basically will be an NFT, and this NFT will contain tokens of, say, 4 or 5, any number of projects, so multiple projects tokens. So we take those tokens, we wrap them into an NFT that we create, and when buying this NFT, an investor gets exposure to those projects that we wrapped into this NFT with this particular vestings, all the stuff. So it's basically kind of an investment package, of pre-sales.
That's quite cool. And will it be like a what they call them? It's like a random box or like a lucky draw?
No, we will put everything, like we will put all the tokens beforehand. We'll state all the vesting schedules, all the details, so investor will get to know what he's buying. It just interesting in a way that investor will not need to apply for those projects separately for the investment. He will get exposure just by one application, and will get the chance to invest in all of them. And on the other side, we will benefit out of a common audience. So we will be selling those 5 projects at the same time, and all those 5 projects audiences will mention the sale, and we will create a greater awareness as if there will be separate sales of each particular project. So, but it's a hypothesis. It's good in the market. We'll see.
Fair enough. I tell you what. Here's another hypothesis, and I should be getting paid for this idea because it's an incredible idea. I just thought of after you mentioned that. Once you've got you'll have to implement it first, but once you've got like a track record, let's say you launch a project and the project goes on to have go 100x. Let's say it's a package of 3, like how you have project A, project B, project C. Project A does 100x. Project B gets rugged. Project C goes 10x. You have an NFT, right? Just like your thing of like 5 projects, you know what they are, you know what's in it as a product. What if you have those 3 and you have them all in one? So you've got ABC launch, you've got DEF launch, and it's randomly scrambled as to which one you get. So you buy the NFT, and let's say that it starts out with $100 of every token at pre-sale price. So you might get the one that's gone 100x. You open up the NFT or claim the NFT, and suddenly you've got $10,000 because the $100 one has gone however many X, and then the other 2 have stayed the same. So you just paid, X amount of dollars. You open it up and it's worth tons more. So you'd have to allocate that like on the side of every one. So have like, $100 $100 allocations, or even $150 allocations, and then you can do like a random selection. So all of these individual projects, you might have a chance to get one that's done well, one that's done badly, one that's done the same, and it's completely random. So it's like your idea, but you completely mix it up so that it's a game of chance.
Yeah, interesting. It's actually like a lottery, right? So you just buy a lottery NFT. Hey, it's a cool idea. I have to think about it with my team, but yeah, interesting.
You're welcome, by the way.
I'll text you and I'll ask you for your wallet.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, you just need to tell me which NFTs will have the 100x's in, and then we'll read them.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, but if we are in the Web3 world, so it will be completely random and open source. So I will not know. To be transparent and all our stuff. And by the way, yeah. So if this topic is in the interest of yours, so we actually have negotiated with I think like 6 or 7 projects regarding this, but we will split them into 2 packages. So it will be like a gaming package, whereas play to earn games, and there will be finance package with like DeFi protocols and all that stuff. And we're gonna release them soon. I think we still have to like put everything like create marketing, all that stuff, marketing campaigns, but we actually negotiated with the projects already, and we'll see how it will turn out.
Fair enough, keeping us in suspense. Can you tell us you already mentioned about your background. Can you tell us some of the other key teams and their background?
Sure, yeah. So
and you need to put your notifications on mute because they keep on being really loud.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Didn't this. Okay, I'm sorry again. So our team is around like 30 people, and we have actually 3 of the backers of like individuals who invest into their idea at the early stage, and they have pretty amazing background. One of the founders has an IT company in Canada with like 200 employees, and actually we utilized his resources as we are partners in this. And he's actually one of our co-founders basically. And we have two more guys from the crypto space, but they're like in the private. They are private ones, not that public in the space. And what about the team? So we have our CTO. You met him at the conference, Nazar. He's a data scientist with 10 years of experience in data science. He used to work for a biggest betting company in the East region, and he was developing anti-fraud system for them. So he's crazy skilled in these algorithms of like data, getting insights out of the data and all this stuff. And then we have like particular professionals like marketers, technical guys, front end, back end developer. But I would say that the core team is of course me, Nazar, and the founders who gave us constantly some pieces of advices regarding the way of running business, because they've been successful with their own businesses, and we actually have absorbing their pieces of advice drastically in recent times.
Have you got any? How have you been running in terms of sort of funding yourselves before the tokens launch? Have you got VCs, investors, or have you guys been funding it yourselves?
So it's basically those founders are funding us, like the whole project. I mean, because it's theirs and they have enough, like sufficient capital to fund this, and so we are doing on our own. I can say that. So not yet. We'll probably let some crypto VCs on the crypto VCs as a name. Just don't need just the money, but we'll soon probably will let in some crypto VCs for a private round in our token. But our token will be released, I think, at least in half the year, up to a year. Not now actually. So if it's gonna be interesting for them, we can like, negotiate some things.
Fair enough. And you guys recently launched a loyalty program.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually more than our loyalty program. It's basically a tool for any of the projects. So it's like Gleam. It's, as I said in the beginning, so we have a loyalty program that any project can set up, and we can measure the impact of the actions you want your community to perform, and grant and benefit those who did the most of the impact and brought the most of the value to you. So it's basically like Gleam, but yeah, with this feature of measuring impact.
How do you stop the airdrop hunters for that?
They can not. We cannot stop them. They can do all the stuff that is stated on the loyalty page. But if their posts or whatever they perform, their actions, is not as relevant. Not relevant. It's not the right word. It's not that beneficial to the projects, to the project itself. It won't get rewarded as high as the post or whatever action is performed by real person and brought the real impact.
Fair enough.
They can participate, but they do not have to expect big rewards for that.
So you mentioned about the token launch is sort of up in the air and very market dependent. So what's the plan between now and token launch? What aspects of the protocol are going to be up and running? Are you going to start launching? Because obviously if you're having a token model for the launch pad, I presume that part won't come until token is launched. So what features are in the immediate future, and what does the roadmap look between now and token launch?
So now we focused on the things that are market independent, such as loyalty programs. So it's needed whatever market conditions are at the moment. So we are mainly focused on developing that and helping projects. I know with consulting or also we are focused on maybe adding new features that projects will be in need of, not our investors or like our community, but the projects itself themselves. And besides that, we also want to include more chains into our platform. So we are at the moment on the EVM based chains, but we will be also incorporating. We actually have incorporated Solana's NFT launches. We are working on the token launches near whatever chains are out there on the market that is interesting to people. You know, Cosmos, whatever it is. So we'll be just building our product, and we have lots of things in mind. We also want to create an app like iOS and Android app. So we have sufficient like capital for that. We have time, so there's lots of stuff that we can do. But the main features are exactly those. So working on the business development for Alpha Loyalty, including working on other chains and developing an app.
Fair enough. And what are the
Sorry?
time scales for those individual parts?
So we have built Alpha Loyalty, so it's going to be a testing phase at the moment. So we would like to onboard a couple of projects just to test out all the stuff, see what's good, what's not good, what to fix, what to improve, and then we will of course improve this. So I think it's going to take a couple of months for us. Then we'll start developing our app application, and I don't know what time it will take, probably also like around 3 months or something. And well, I think we will be developing chains in parallel, because that's a different kind of developers we need. And we will also working on brand awareness. I would say marketing activities are also important at the moment. So we are thinking about like launching some conferences, creating like workshops for our audience, where we will invite cool guests from the crypto industry to teach particular groups on particular topics. So I think that's gonna be also in parallel and we have planned this for like half a year as well. So yeah, it's a kind of in the short run. That's what we are pretty packed with activities. So in the long run, of course, that's gonna be a token launch, and after a token launch, there will be also a DAO system, and we'll see also the feedback from the community. We'll see the market conditions at that moment, because at the moment it's impossible to imagine what is going to be in a year, like in the crypto market, what the new trends going to be, and what people will be interested of. We'll see then from that point of time what's the feedback, what's the market, and what to do. But at the moment, things like I mentioned.
Fair enough. We've got a couple of questions. This one was posted at the time when we were talking about the NFTs with sort of individual launches in them, which was how will these NFTs be sold?
Yes, so they're gonna be sold like a regular NFTs. So you just open our platform, and we're also negotiating with other launchpads to do this together. So you'll just buy this NFT as a regular NFT. It's nothing different about this. And then once you buy it and you want to invest this, or you want to claim the invested amount of token that is under this NFT, for that we will create a special like website on our platform where you can connect your wallet and claim all the tokens.
Good stuff. Where's your main community based at the moment in terms of which social media?
Yeah, it's Asian mainly. It's a good question, because we have lots of like people from Asia, but we are focusing at the moment of switching our focus towards like US, Europe, and this area, because it's easy to gain awareness in that countries like Philippines, Malaysia, and basically those countries, because people are eager to know about crypto projects, like participate in the just crypto industry in general, but their like average check of investment is not that high. They do not. I don't want to like say
Generalize.
but I mean the reality is it is what it is basically. So
Fair enough. Which social media platform are you guys, as in like using? As in, is your community based on Discord? Is it based on Telegram? Is it all Twitter?
Telegram, it's mainly Telegram, and Twitter. We also want to do. We have changed recently the Twitter strategy. We will be doing the completely different stuff on Twitter now, because the things that we did was bringing much attention from Asian countries, not much from the US, and we want to get those customers more. So we will be switching our strategy a bit. But yeah, Telegram, Twitter, also Discord, but not. We didn't put much into development into the Discord, but again, recently we have reconsidered it, and we will put something into Discord, some efforts into Discord in the near future.
Good stuff. For those in the audience, make sure to ask your questions now, because whenever I'm wrapping up, I always get one that's flung in. So I'm actually being sensible and asking people to do that before we finish questions, because same. I was going to say same bloke, but the name's just L, so it could be either. So all of the projects inside this NFT package, back to the NFT package, will they all be a part of your launchpad companies, or is it going to be beyond that?
What do you mean launchpad companies?
As in like the NFT that's having like all of your like the protocols that launch from your pad.
Yeah.
Will it just be those who launch from Alpha Guilty's pad, or would it be like almost like an ETF of like random stuff?
Okay, got it. So yeah, we do not consider that yet. Probably we are open to include into this package the projects that have been also sold on other platforms if it's a good ones, but not sold, but will be sold, let's say. So if say DAO Maker will be hosting the token sale for Project X, and the Project X also negotiated with us to be included into the package, we will include them. So it will be two different sales, but the one thing that matters, the token shouldn't be traded or sold before our sale. So we'll be the first point of sale for those projects and those tokens. But we do not see a problem of combining multiple platforms for the sale.
Good stuff. Have we got any more? I did give them fair warning. At present, we don't have any questions from the audience. Is there anything that I haven't asked or the audience hasn't asked, what you wanted to mention that you haven't had a chance to cover from any of the questions so far?
I think it's pretty, like, our activity is pretty covered. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you everybody, and you, Dom, especially for inviting me, hosting, and asking cool questions. And yeah, guys, just stay strong in these market conditions and overall in the world, because it's going crazy, especially today's news. I don't want to get political, but whatever. Yeah, guys, just take care.
Nice one, 100%. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, mate. See you later.
See ya.